Hello YouTube, it's Donald. It is what is today? September the 22nd. Yeah, September the 22nd. And I haven't put out a video in quite a while because, well, I've been kind of depressed. My sister passed away. My oldest sister passed away on July 4th. And I really haven't felt like doing much of anything since then. But it's time for me to start doing something again, I guess. And but the day I picked, then the sun decides to hide behind the clouds. So I was going to finish up on this guy. I haven't done anything to him since the last time I done anything. And you can tell the heat's kind of evaporated all my water out of the bottom of there. But I was going to get some more water and start carving on that today. But so we're going to just shift gears here, and being that it's September and it is National Preparedness Month, I guess, we're going to work on something that I've had for a while. Let's see if I set you up here. All right. But what I was doing was well, I had me a cobalt that had broke. It was a handle that I could put different things in, like these pruning blades. It's a lot cheaper than buying one of them silky saws or something like that. I'm not a very rich man, so I got to make do with what I got. And it had gotten broke. So what I did, I took off the metal part and carved me a stick and stuck up into there, and then with the screws that was already in it, screwed it onto there and made me a pretty good little handle. And then I wrapped it with some jute twine that I have already. I mean, if something happened and everything just happened and the world flipped upside down, which they're talking about. They're talking about the magnetic poles flipping, and even the sun going into micronova and all kinds of things. I've been going down the rabbit holes of YouTube, but they have found beads of glass on the moon that kind of suggests that the moon has went through a shed its skin a time or two in the past. And there's more and more evidence out there that something like that might happen. So if that happened, then the electric goes out, and we're forced to move because of some kind of calamity, catastrophic, earth-shaking event where we had to move out of here, and there wasn't no, the roads were blocked because the bridges were collapsed, or who knows. You know, it's prepare for the worst but hope for the best. But anyway, so I was making do with this because I don't have any other saw that would be portable enough to carry in my little backpack. But I mean, it'll collapse down pretty good. I got enough blades in here to do. But I also have been, I've always had a belt on me that I've always carried things on there that might help. I got it on right now. Let me take it off real quick, and I'll show you what else I'm going to do. Right now, I've got stuff on it that kind of makes it hard. But it's just a dollar store belt, cheapo belt. Probably cost me $10, but I got it because it had all these holes in it. And I got all kinds of, well, I did have all kinds of paracord and things like that. And I thought, well, I was watching Otzi the Iceman on YouTube once, and he was showing me, or they were showing how he had his belt, and he had something like this on the side where he could attach certain things and just, you know, carry it with him wherever he went. And wouldn't you know it, I'm gonna have to rethink that. Okay, we'll see you here in a little while. Okay, yeah, I was thinking that leather wasn't going to be tough enough to handle what I was wanting it to do. So, we'll, this is another thing I carry all the time. But we'll just fix that up. Scissors aren't the best for especially tough things like that, but my knife's always sharp. Oh, we'll just rethink this, and I've got more paracord here, and we'll just remake it with paracord instead. Should be pretty quick. But it's been pretty warm here lately. Today's pretty nice. It has gotten it's in the low 70s. It was in the hundreds yesterday. But this is another thing I have on the back of it, of my I guess you'd call it a survival belt. And it's not meant to get out real quick, but if something happened and we had to walk to get to safety, or out of a flood, or because of earthquakes, or wildfires, or any number of things that could possibly happen, I'll have it with me. If I lose my backpack full of my survival gear, then I'll have this too. This will be on my belt. I wear it all the time. I'm making it difficult on myself doing this. But what's in here is just a small bow saw blade that if I should happen to lose my backpack, which this will be in my backpack along with this, that this will be around my waist. And then all I would have to do would be to cut some limbs down, some old limbs. I wouldn't use green limbs, and to just make me a I guess they call it a bow saw, but for this I need some ways to carry at least the handle, maybe, or the saw whenever I'm out walking the woods and I don't have to get everything out of my bag. But what I carry also in my bag is just a little screwdriver. It's got all kinds of little multiple things in it, but I also found that I could drill holes in whatever I needed to by hand if need be. There's always times where you could I can see always times where I could use a hole drilled in something, and if we didn't have power, if the electric grid goes down or the power grids go down because of natural disaster, then it might come in handy. But what I want out of this is just a button. That's what I want. To help me attach it to my Otzi the Iceman's inspired little holder on the side. Getting these things started. Well, and I figured that would happen. It's not the stablest thing in the world. Well, what I ought to do is come down here and see where the wood actually cracks or is good. Looks like that crack goes down to there. So we'll just cut it off there, and then we'll make us a new one. I mean, this would be a lot easier if I would use my power tool, but I want to see how hard it would be without, in case I'm forced to have to do this on the fly. I could cut this and edit this where it looks okay, but I don't know. People's got everything in their bug out bags, and I never see them really trying them out, seeing how they work. That's part of this, and we'll drill us a couple holes, new ones. It takes a minute. But it does drill holes. And it's not the quickest in the world, but it will. But let me bring you back when I get that done. Okay, I've gotten that one down pretty good. I'll make another one, but I'll show you how deep I've gotten it. Where's my thumb? My finger is. But that's how deep I've gotten the hole. I've had to set myself to where I can put a lot of pressure on my drill bit. So see if we can do it here, and then let you get a good idea how long something like this takes to. I gotta put a lot of pressure down on it. And even though it's in the mid 70s, I got sweat dripping off my nose from doing this. I'm out of shape, old, and I'm getting older. My birthday is September the 26th. I think it's a Monday. So I'll be 54. I was born in 1968. So I've been around a little while. Not as long as some of you, but I can say I've been on this earth since the time man's first stepped on the moon. And yes, I believe they did step on the moon. But I don't think it was what everybody thinks it was. I think they went up there to check and see if they're what they was finding in archaeological sites and things like that of ancient people telling them what the sun had done at one time. Of going shedding its skin like it did, like it looks like. All this we're going through right now might be just something to keep our minds off of what's really happening. Who knows? But just that little bit, we've gotten that far. And so we can make it easier. This will be in my backpack too. Little coping saw. I've got all kinds of little bags or little blades in this bag. I bought it at a garage sale. It's got one little metal saw blade in there, so in case I had to make something out of a piece of metal, you know, never know what's going to break. But a wood saw will not cut metal. But all these are wood saws here, small and a little bit larger. You'll be amazed what you can find at garage sales for $1. I think I bought the coping saw itself for $1.50, and then all these little blades that's never been used for $1. So, well, that's a pretty good deal. I can always find a use for them. But, yeah. Okay, that's what I was wanting. Little button. That way get these sharp teeth out of my way, because they will pretty sharp, they'll cut you. But that way I can take this and untie my jute twine. It's just dollar store jute twine I picked up a while back. I always pick up some of that. It's a good fire starter, and it's if you twist it up like they do on the in the old times, and make your own strings. It's a lot stronger, as it is coming out of the store. It just takes a very little amount of pressure to break it. But if you twist it into a rope like this, I might show you one of these days. But it's pretty simple. But if you twist it into a rope, it's twice as strong. And you can even make it even stronger than that by twisting again. But, and it's a lot cheaper than a paracord, especially if you don't have any money like I do. A little square knot. Another one on this side. And I've got the radio on in the background. I don't think I'll get copyrighted or anything, because I'm not monetized. I ain't looking to make any money on this stuff. It'd be nice if I could, but here's my little button. So whenever I get my belt made again, I can sit there and I can attach it with this and just let it hang, and then it's there when I need it. But, all right, we'll bring you back here in a little while. Okay, well, we got my paracord cut, and I got it melted on the ends. A friend gave me this a long time ago when I used to smoke. I still smoke a little bit every once in a while, but not very often. Just maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, I'll smoke a cigarette, usually in the mornings. I'll pray or talk to loved ones that have passed, and they probably don't help, but they say smoke will take your message up. Some cultures say that, and it helps. Probably don't need to, but I had this pack of cigarettes laying around for a while, and I need to get rid of it. I don't want to just smoke them up and start smoking it all the time again. So once a week or so, I might smoke me a cigarette and talk to my dad or my mom or my sisters. There's 2 of them now that's gone. I'm left with the younger brother and a sister that's just a little older than I am. The rest of them are gone. I do have an aunt, an uncle. They're twins, and they're getting old too. They're in their 80s now, close to it. late 70s for sure. And my aunt is not looking too good. I seen her at my sister's funeral, and she's not doing too well. I'll make another little button out of my stick, and I won't have to drill very deep, much of a hole, hopefully. But this will be able to just loosen these off as you go, as you need to attach things to your belt, to my belt. Wait, Otzi had his. He just had a strap of leather wrapped around him, and he had these leather strings running through it like this, to where he could just take these and just fish them through and tighten them down, and they hold pretty well. I put all kinds of things on this belt that really, some things that don't, there's no way to attach to your belt or to your bag or anything. Other things, let's see, what else do I got? This is another knife I got from a garage sale. I need to clean it up, but it's a German made knife. It says EIG Cutlery something Germany. And Germany made some pretty good knives back in the day, I guess. It's not a good bushcraft knife, but it's sharp. You know, I've sharpened it pretty well. It'll work for what it needs to be done, but I need to make me another sheath for sure. This was my first attempt at making a sheath, but if I needed to, I could attach it to my belt too, if it didn't have a belt loop. And the belt loop gets in the way because it's stiff. I made this out of, let me go get one. Hang on just a second. And doggy chew toy rawhide. Soak this in water and flatten it out and cut what I need out of it, and then fix it into what I need. But I need to make another one for this knife, and I'll go from there. But I think I'm just going to make it to where it covers the blade. That way I can stick it in my belt like this and won't have to worry about making a belt loop. I had to attach two different pieces just to make the belt loop before I come across this idea. The old ways are sometimes better ways, even with regular knives. Well, this is an old Henry, or old timer. My old hickory. I need to make a blade for it, or a sheath for it too. But you know, I carry things like that on my belt pretty well if I needed to. Or oh, here's my old hickory. I need to make another sheath out of it for it. This is my cooking knife anyway. This is what I cut my vegetables and my meat and stuff up with. But I'll make another sheath for it probably this winter, or maybe sooner. Depends on how things are going on in the world. But guess I shouldn't have tightened that down. But okay, well, I thought this is probably a long video again, but I hadn't put out a video in a while. Like I said, I was gonna work on my little rock carving here, but with no sun, I can't run my inverter to run my Dremel, and no sun to power my solar panels, and my garden. Sorry, I pushed the wrong button. But my garden didn't burn up. The last video, my garden video I put out, my watermelons didn't work. Didn't survive the heat. I did get potatoes out of my potatoes. The potatoes, the squash, and lettuce was the only things that ever come out of the garden. But my corn didn't last very much longer since the last video. But I need to clean all this out and get it ready for next year, I guess. But that's another day. That's the only survivors I got are these little flowers. I need to collect the seeds off of them and put them up. But they have been blooming here a little bit. They're about done now. But and everything else just went to the heat, got it. But all right, I'll let y'all go. I'll talk with you if the sun comes out tomorrow. We'll work on the rock, but we'll see. All right, see you later.